This place is full of mystique, it's full of questions, and that's one way of answering some questions as well as raising other ones, is by looking through the back of the camera. The place is a landscape photographer's dream. I quite like the little white catchy waves, it's quite nice. It's one of my favourite parts of the island, that view. It's just so immense. It's one of those views that you look at and it makes you feel good to be alive. You look at it and you think, wow. Got it. The temptation is to go running around saying, wow, what a lovely view, and taking all these pictures, but which don't mean anything apart from, oh, what a lovely view. It's got far more interest than that, for me anyway. And you look using different eyes, composing, but at the same time you're investigating the landscape. You become fascinated and greedy to learn more about the landscape and about what went before and the details and how it works and how it flowers, how it blooms and how the wind blows and how things make marks, which tells some part of the story of the island. The island does bring out a certain masculinity, but then the women rise to the occasion.
It's the last men's gig race of the season, and Louise has been drafted in from the women's team to make up for a missing member of the crew.
Gig rowing is something which we do with a passion.
It's one of those things that once you start, you just want to do it all the time. It's pretty all-consuming, especially in the summer when it's full-on, we're actually racing. It's great fun, it keeps you fit. It's a nice team and social thing to do.
You are part of the traditions that's gone on for over 100 years. It's something to be proud of. The whole thing about to row as a crew is to row in harmony with each other, really.
There's a rhythm to it which just brings together as a crew. It takes you out of your normal world and it's putting you in a position that you're not normally in.
It's physically shattering. You get that real buzz, you know, that real exhilaration when you really push yourself to the limit. It's mind-blowing.
Out of season, the islanders have St. Martin's to themselves, and Mark, Suzanne and Lauren can take time out.
I couldn't have lived here when I was in my early 20s, and now there are so many benefits to living here with a young family that it's such a fantastic place for them to grow up in.
There was always plenty to explore on St. Martin's when I was a kid. And this was always Mother and Father's favourite beach, believe it or not. We used to go for picnics every Sunday as a kid in the summer holidays. And I got my first ever lobster pot on this beach. It's quite special for me for that.
We come here often on the weekends for a picnic, or in the summer, or we just come down for a walk in the winter, or blackberrying in the autumn. It's a very quiet beach, doesn't get a lot of tourists.
There's 3 there. There's 3 there, 1, 2, 3. I do love it as much as being out there, regardless of what you do for a living. Your whole life evolves around the water. Do your shopping, go on holiday. You have your boat over here is like, you know, the equivalent of your Volvo, like, you know, you've got to have a boat just to get around. If you've been fishing, you steam in through the Eastern Islands. It's an ancient place, and it's got a lot of history about it with the Romans and on the trading station here on Nornog.
People say that King Arthur's buried out there. You can't help to think about the history of the islands and the people that lived here, how it's changed and how people have come and gone and how timeless it is. It does capture your imagination. It makes you go tingly inside.
Although recent, these mazes still have something of the ethereal quality of the old monuments.
People like to put their own mark on the landscape, I think. There are some old mazes on the islands. I think the first one's about 1729, but these are just ones that people have added to, and labyrinthian and mysterious, and an amalgamation of a lot of different cultures too, I think. They are good fun, aren't they? It makes you feel you want to go and do your own little design down there.
When I thought of living on an island which is roughly 2.5 miles long, I thought maybe I might get a little claustrophobic, but to be honest, it's completely the opposite. Because you've got such an expansive sky and expansive sea, you just feel as if it's a very open and large place to be on.
The landscape here does bring home to you your own mortality and how short a time that we're here for, and how insignificant we are almost. Not just because of the people that have gone before you, but it's because the landscape is so big, it's so powerful, it makes me realise that we're just a small tiny dot here in a moment of time.
With winter closing in, Mark has to stop fishing.
You're glad you don't have to hump another pot around for a few months, but then again, on the other hand, you miss it. You think, oh well, I got no excuse to go to sea and get aboard the boat, so you've got to stay at home every day. You can't wait until April months to put them back in the water and start the whole process over again. One out of four ain't bad when they're that size. They'd fight as soon as look at each other, these lot. Especially when you've got something like that in the box, putting the bands on them to stop them fighting. But I said, one like this would just crush those other two to pieces. I don't think my gloves would last out another string anyway. Just as what it is the last string of the year. Look at that! Yeah. Another £2.50 gone. It's always nice to get a lobster in the last string of the year. Little leaving present to remember what it's like. One nice one and one little tacker, so I'll see that one next year. And this one can go and buy me a new pair of gloves. Let's go home now, it's winter.
Bad weather prevented the supply boat delivering the fireworks on time. So the 25th of November is now bonfire night. But that's the pace of island life, and no doubt they'll get around to Christmas by the end of January.
What about all the big bangs and the rockets? Did you like them?
Yeah.
That's good.
There'd been many fish around last night after and that
Yeah,
weather.
well, it's an empty net so far.
It's right, isn't it? It must be clean there.
Hey, look,
Oh,
one mullet.
oh, brilliant.
Excellent. Not huge, but not a bad size, actually.
Fantastic.
Where there's one, there's more.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, looks about, what, 2.5 pounds, you say?
Yeah, about right.
Just over a kilo.
Yeah, he's okay.
Hey, look, there's a little baby one.
Ooh,
Son of Jaws.
he's all right.
Yeah, it's okay. Small side of average, but
He'll do.
he'll do. It's best to get them down here because the crabs and the seagulls can have all the guts and things, and you've got a ready supply of water to wash them out.
They were quite high up in the net, weren't they?
Yeah, must have been a small shoal gone through. And this one's a small one, but we might pick up more than these two tomorrow. That's it. Lovely and clean. So here are our mullet fillets that we caught yesterday. We've been sitting overnight in our own secret cure of some salt, some sugar, some herbs.
Not very secret anymore.
And about to go in the smoker.
How long are they going to be in there for now?
About 5 or 6 hours. A little bit longer if you wanted quite a strong smoke cure, but we find about 5 or 6 hours with oak dust is just about right. So we'll keep it topped up, make sure the dust doesn't run out, and the smoke will just pass through here gently and make the lovely, delicious golden brown colour by the end of it.
And do I get to taste them later?
I'm afraid not.
Mark's getting his boat up for winter, but it's not all plain sailing.
Look at them, queuing up to watch for a mistake. That's one of the worst we've ever done it, actually. Me, Blogs and Andrew always pull our boats up here every year. Come this far. I ain't going to give out without trying, so... Got her on, piece of cake. Chuffed with that. Just shows that we do it right every time, look at that. She's on the bank, I can put the insurance papers back in the drawer.
Finding all year-round income has always been a challenge for the islanders.
This is a kelp pit where they used to bring up seaweed from the shoreline and dry it and then put it in here to burn it. It was a really important part of the Scillonian economy for about 300 years. This was exported off to Bristol and they used to make it into glass and bleach in soap manufacturing. And there are some stories about when the fires were burning, people would dance around them in some sort of pagan ritual, but I think that's a bit fanciful.
You like the idea of it?
Oh yeah, half-naked men dancing around the fire with their women, who wouldn't?
Some male rituals go unchanged.
Go on then. Yes. Go on. Go on.
Can you apply the same hunter-gatherer skills you use at sea on the land then, Mark?
Well, I don't know about that. If I had to make a living out of any woodcock I shot, well... you'd be bust. Yeah, it'd be bloody long, lean winter. No, this is my pleasure. I look forward to my hunting. But it doesn't matter if you don't shoot nothing, because it's a good exercise and it's nice to see the dogs work and nice to be out in the fresh air, to be honest.
The very fact of just coming out here, skanking around, you learn more about it. You know, you become part of the countryside.
Just another part of the jigsaw to make up life on an island, isn't it? Make up, you know, how you survive.
Here, go on, Seagull, go on.
Sometimes you see a few woodcock, but you never shoot more than you need. Without doubt, they're probably one of the hardest game birds to shoot.
First one of the season, and probably the last as well, the way I shoot. Louise would be quite happy that I'm going back with something.
Mark, you're the unlucky contestant this afternoon.
Oh, I don't know about that. Don't worry about that. Nice to get out for a stank after a Sunday lunch, isn't it?
At least you got lunch.
Yeah. I can afford a chicken though as well.
Slightly bigger.
Yeah.
Toby and Louise have news that means leaving St Martin's.
We're going up to Birmingham today to see if we can get an award.
Yeah, it's the Radio 4 Food and Farming Awards for Best Retailer UK, so we're very pleased about that.
Yeah, we're down to the last three, so we're going to see if we can get a prize.
It's just nice because it's been 4 years of hard work and it's nice to get some recognition sort of nationally really, so that's fantastic, so we're really thrilled about that.
Mark is in the pink too.
This is Finley, he's a tiger, isn't he? My old dog died early on in the summer, my old spaniel, so bought myself a new one. My present to myself. So.
And is that the only new arrival you got news of?
No. Suzanne had the baby, so that was very good. I had the dog first, though, you know. I got my dog first. Oh no, it's been a happy couple of weeks in our household.
It was fine. It's a bit rough that night, wasn't it?
The quay filled up with seaweed, and so when they come back to St Mary's, they had to get the ambulance down on the quay, and it got stuck on the seaweed and couldn't move, so they had to get the fire brigade down.
There was 10 firemen and they only had one shovel between them to clear the quay, so it took them quite a while until they were told that if they didn't hurry up I'd give birth on the quay.
Do you think he'll follow in your footsteps, Mark?
I don't know. You can never tell, can you? Not if he's got any sense, perhaps.
I don't expect to have much choice about going to sea anyway.
So has he got a name yet?
He's called Aaron because it means from the island, so I thought that was a suitable name for a new baby from St Martin's.
Toby and Louise won their reward, but know the greater prize is being part of this island. Something baby Aaron will have all the time in the world to discover for himself.
importance of soil, light and water, and a chance to be in at the very beginning. Alan Titchmarsh goes back to basics next on BBC Two with How to Be a Gardener.